On va voir. Ah, voilà, ça fonctionne. Saleté de trick. Pardon. J'ai mon... Ah oui, je m'étais arrêté là. Ça fait tellement longtemps que j'ai pas joué. Voilà, désolé. Continuons la quête histoire de... Attends, on va faire un petit kiff. Je me suis trompé de touche. Ok. On va attendre. Oula. Waouh, j'irai loin avec ça. Chita. J'ai encore le boost de Sorozone, je vais voir. Et qui aime bien, châtie bien. Non, toujours pas battu cette merde. Qui aime bien, châtie bien. J'ai lui à faire. On va continuer, j'ai bien aimé ce mini-jeu. Continuons. Bon, je suis genre qui partout, pas tout, c'est pas trop grave. Voilà, tout sur le téléphone. Continuons. Non, ce n'est pas le bon. Moi, c'est lui qui est là. Merde. Pas bouger. Non, ouais, ça va. J'aime bien. Genre un autre qui a spawn là-haut. là. Voyons voir. Bon, ça non. Ok, là, c'est-à-dire que là, j'ai les combats ultimes. Et les combats, c'est là. J'ai quoi à être fatiguée, moi, sérieux. Commençons. Et on verra bien. Pas le temps. Couché. Voilà, couché. Je finis cet event. Et après, je pars en quête histoire. Commençons. Bien là, bonjour quoi. Non. Non, bon alors non. Voilà. Le problème c'est que le Xiri passe à la casserole. Oups. Non, on va ajouter un tour. Non, 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 non. Allez, continuons. Continuons. Comme ça, moi, je vais m'attaquer rapide à la quête histoire de la dame. Parti. Donc en fait, là, c'est tous les trucs réunis en même temps. Ok. Alors là, il va faire quoi? Le vent. J'étais en même temps que lui. Ok. Fuite, allez hop, dégage. a fait quick. Le pauvre. Oups. Voilà, ça c'est good. Ça c'est good. Ça aussi. On va le déposer ça rapide. Naki. Non. Voilà. Vous pouvez repartir. Alors. Continuons cette quête. Continuons. On va chercher quelqu'un ou une chose.
Didn't you say you needed to watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on fried foods, not wolfing down copious quantities of fish and chips, you know?
Come on. It's not every day we get to dine at Spina di Rosula's expense. Can you believe how generous she is? I'm not about to pass on free food.
Je vais laisser ça dans les voitures.
That's your job.
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours. I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health. And it kills me to watch you willingly ruin yours by filling yourself up with junk all the time.
Oh no, looks like they're arguing again. We're back! Could you maybe put your differences aside for a moment?
Alors, ça j'étais à 20 jours, 19, 18, 17, 17.
We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl. What about you?
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
Sorry.
The boar is not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines too. Like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom to the little Oceanid. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
It's the most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement about our director's life and legacy. She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our troupe, allowing us to devote ourselves fully to performing. It was only after she was gone that we realized how tough her job really was.
You mentioned earlier that the troupe is like your home.
Yeah.
Ah, mon truc il est encore
I
bébé.
was born with an incurable illness. And once my family found out it couldn't be treated, they decided they didn't want me anymore. I spent some years taking whatever work I could find and trying to manage my illness with various medicines. But whenever I had a bad flare-up, I'd be lying in an alleyway for days at a time. It was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her. I said yes. She took me under her wing, taught me to both sing and act, helped me find Mora for my meds, took care of me when my condition decided to flare up.
Elle faisait 20
I
jours.
know it was all a huge burden on her.
On était le 5.
Sounds like a really incredible person.
Donc 19.
She really was. She gave everything she had to her troupe and the people in it. All of us were so
18.
proud to call her our director. I was a lost child too when she found me.
17.
As the child of a murderer, my parents weren't around when I was little, so I got sent to an orphanage. The other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say things like, "Come on, you must be pretty tough if you're the son of a murderer." It was just to taunt me, though. I was an easy target, and they knew it. One day, I got beaten up so bad that I just couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I lost all faith in humanity by that point. I thought the whole world was out to get me.
Let me guess. Fortunately, the next person we ran into was the director.
Yeah, for the first time in my life, I was somewhere I felt safe. And I promised myself I'd stay here until the day the group parted ways.
The day you hoped would never come. How times change.
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you to. This is our new artistic consultant, Miss Farina.
Farina? The Farina? Oh my god! How did you manage to wrangle that?
Please, the honor is all mine. I was profoundly moved to hear about your troupe and your wonderful director. I just wanted to do something to help.
Same here.
Even so, this is just... Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a rundown of how the story unfolds in my version of the script. I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. A little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human, against the wishes of her family. She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. But then, disaster strikes. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The soil is becoming arid. Plants and flowers are withering. And the people begin to panic.
Ah, c'est encore bugué.
And her lover decide to do something about it and investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land, as if driven by a consciousness of its own.
Consciousness? You mean the water is sentient?
Water as a conscious entity. There's actually quite a few stories that explore this theme.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis. Her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst to them, there were some people eavesdropping when she revealed her secret. The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away, and faces the greatest dilemma of her life.
And then?
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover, and the rest of humanity.
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after that?
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love, one that extended to all of humanity. surely the biggest strength of Cleo's character.
There's actually something else that bothers me. You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero in our world. If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to life as possible. What about if the little Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her, her lover makes sure her secret never gets out, and humanity continues down the path to extinction?
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me. And perhaps a little irresponsible to present to the audience.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director Aureli's death. Both arbitrary and meaningless. On the day when she went missing, Director Aureli had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city. We waited and waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came. By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared without a trace. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her being the latest victim in the serial disappearances case.
The director was the kindest soul in the world. Yet she was senselessly sacrificed for the sake of a so-called experiment by someone who had nothing to do with her at all.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was about to happen? It almost seems as if she was moving you to safety.
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up nothing. Villemont might know something, but he won't open up to me.
Villemont? The one who's playing the role of the villain?
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief. I think the director's death hit him hardest of all.
Grief? Guilt, more like. Also, I have a hard time imagining that anyone took it harder than me. Because, well, speaking of the play being true to life, I was deeply, madly in love with Aurelie.
What? You kept that one quiet.
It's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets from each other. We'll never be able to agree on the ending. We can't be honest about how we feel. I did tell her how I felt once. She turned me down pretty much straight away.
Je suis même fait mal, putain, je
She
suis
said that we were
stupide.
all like brothers and sisters to her, and she never considered us as potential romantic partners. Not that it came as a shock or anything. It was what I was expecting to hear. So I told her I'd always be there for the truth, and I'd always be there for her. I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's settled into their own lives and on the up and up, and managing the troop no longer required her constant attention, well, maybe then she could reconsider what she really wanted in her life. And now, that day will never come. Paulo. So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm
Je
gonna
crois pas le nom.
make sure it gets done by I won't let anyone get in the way of that.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Villemont once and for all, face to face. We've all had our differences of opinion over the ending, but those two have never seen eye to eye on anything. One of them has to compromise if we're ever going to reach a final decision.
Well, if that's where we're at, looks like it's time to go visit Villemont.
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly,
Non, c'est quoi encore ce message?
but for the sake of our final
Coucou.
performance,
Chaîne déconnectée, veuillez patienter pendant que nous essayons de rétablir la connexion. Ah, j'en ai marre de ça. Pourquoi ça me fait ça?
Come on, everyone. Allons-y.
Allez, go. Non, 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 non. Comment tu vas, toi? Mais ouais, mais déjà tout à l'heure. Mais ça passe à mes chats déconnectés. Veuillez patienter pendant que nous essayons de rétablir la connexion. Mais ma connexion, elle est très bien. Déjà tout à l'heure, je ne pouvais pas lancer de live parce que ça me mettait débit de connexion insuffisant. Oh, pourquoi? Tu veux m'en parler? Oh, tu me l'as envoyé un message vocal et je l'ai pas vu.
This is tough going. Delphi, are you sure you can manage in your condition?
I could ask you the same question. Try to keep up.
J'allais bien jusqu'à ce midi.
As if this journey wasn't tough enough already without a roadblock.
Oh,
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the traveler here. We don't need to.
attends, je vais aller voir. Ils ont dû potentiellement parler de ça.
Wait, why are you all looking at me? You're not seriously expecting me to fight, are you?
We're just curious, that's all. I don't think anyone's ever seen Farina in a fight before.
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her powers.
Non,
to
j'en ai
convert
pas
into
parlé.
Bienvenus.
Ok.
Farina said so herself.
Là, je dois aller voir.
And I'm not even the Hydro Archon anymore, so all my power is gone anyway. As much as it pains me, unfortunately, I should just stay put. I'm more like a damsel in distress more than anything.
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
Ah, je comprends mieux pourquoi.
Alas, I am forced to watch on helplessly as a more brave and seasoned adventurer than I swoops in.
Je comprends mieux. Je comprenais pas pourquoi.
Aw, too bad. I was so pumped to feast
Mais ouais, bah il y a plein de choses de lui qui parlent de lui.
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting to you.
Don't worry, piece of cake.
Ouais, c'est ça. Ouais. Pourquoi ils ont décidé de me faire chier? Cassez-vous. Putain, mon chat, toi. Enfin, après lui, directement. Mais sans Eve. C'est ça. Après, il y aura beaucoup de personnes qui vont... Bah, il y en a qui vont être tristes, ça c'est sûr. Encore? On va jouer. Ah! Satanas. Ils m'ont congelé, c'est con.
Bravo! Good show! You certainly live up to your reputation.
Laissons-lui beaucoup d'œuvres.
Anyway,
Oh.
the path is cleared now, so onwards and upwards. Benny's Adventure Team, assemble!
Celui comme celui de One Piece, Naruto, ainsi que beaucoup d'autres. C'est vrai. Moi je connais que lui de Naruto.
We go!
Vilma, are you there?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's Lady Farina doing here?
Coucou.
I can explain. We've been rounding up the whole troop. We now have everyone except you.
So, you think knowing the truth about the disappearance will help you write an ending to the script that pleases everyone?
Ah, je vais y répondre. C'est un flipper.
Care just as much as anyone else about making the little Oceania a success.
That's why I wanted to wait until after the show. If I open this can of worms now, I just don't want to make things difficult between us. We're supposed to be a unit when we're on stage.
The Amal. Avoiding the truth will not help
Beaucoup de youtubeurs en parlent, bref, ça a
Just that
touché
Aurelia's death has
presque
something
tout
to
le
do with
monde,
you.
même si les gens ne le connaissent
Listen,
pas,
Vino.
pas le
I used to
nom.
think that my love for Aurelie was a point
Bah
of
c'est
shame.
ça.
I never brought it up to anyone.
Après on verra qui va reprendre ses œuvres,
Let my mind
parce que
put it
si elle est
all on the
morte,
table.
ça signifie que quelqu'un peut être obligé
Everything.
de relancer ou reprendre le flambeau,
Oceanid cannot
ou
be
ta famille à
unless we
lui, je
do
sais pas.
justice to Aurelie on an emotional level.
This is why people think of you as not being smart. As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. Of course, that was nowhere near enough. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but
Donc,
even then,
à voir les
the
prochains
troupe's
trucs.
financial situation was pretty dire. So, anyway, one day after a show,
Ok, oui. S'il doit reprendre tous les trucs là où il s'est arrêté.
provide the audience with their drinks during performances. It seemed like a win-win. So I said yes
Il va s'amuser.
on the spot without consulting the director. It was only when the merchant came to deliver the goods that I realized the drink in question was synth.
Isn't that the drink paddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. And I told the director everything right away. She was completely shocked as well. But she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she contacted the merchant and stated that the troupe could not agree to this collaboration. The merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened to sue us for damages. If that was astronomical, I didn't know what we'd be able to pay.
And then
I was going to sort it on my own, but
Je suis désolée, Émeric, si tu l'as pas fait la quête histoire de Furina. Mais c'est celle-là. Si tu l'as fait, au contraire, ça va. Mais si tu l'as pas fait, bah, je suis désolée en avance.
suddenly the director told us all to leave the city one day. I knew then that things must have reached a boiling point. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything. Yeah, I got Aurelie killed. There, I said it. Happy now?
Hey, don't say that.
you traitor! You knew Aurelie was in danger. Why in God's name didn't you tell us?
Oula.
What do you mean? You were afraid. This was a life and death situation. We could have saved her. How could you be so stupid?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, listen to him. You need to stay calm.
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? This guy got Aurelie murdered. She was the love of my life.
Oula.
He has the gall to try and high road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show. How about taking some responsibility for what he's done?
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe, but that won't bring back the director. What good is my apology now? I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve. End my life so I can meet the director and apologize to her in person.
Get out of my sight. Go, get lost. I don't really want to see your face again.
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough. Now pipe down, both of you.
Allez, Furina, remets-les en place.
On stage with your real life relationships in the troupe. You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your own emotions?
You're right.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the director as the heart of the troupe. But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center of attention. I can tell how much she loved you all, and how much she loved the troupe. What she wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters. To shield you all from the storms that rage in the world outside. That's how you should remember her.
J'ai hâte de voir ce qu'ils vont faire. Ça m'intrigue.
I understand why you're trying to make her the hero of the story, but isn't she your hero already? After everything she did for you?
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. And then think again about what you hope to achieve by arguing with each other. If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, then you could just call it quits now. Why bother with the final performance if the group is already fractured? But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? You care too much about Director O'Reilly and the home she built you all to let go. What are you laughing at? I don't see what's so funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that, for a moment there, it felt like our director was back with us again.
C'est mignon.
If she'd seen Paulo and Villemont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
Really? But she sounded like such a gentle person.
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She really was a truly outstanding person.
What you said, it really puts everything into perspective.
I'm truly sorry. I really meant for this to be a genuine apology, but I ended up making it all about me and my self-pity.
It's all right. Let's save all this for after the performance.
So, the ending. What are we gonna do about it?
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now and reflect on what really matters. When emotions are running high, things get lost in the fray. The end of the story needs to focus back on O'Reilly herself. She's the true star of the show.
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items belonging to the victims. If you could find anything that O'Reilly left behind, perhaps we can get a better sense of what she went through in her final days.
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story.
J'ai hâte de voir la cinématique.
No.
Well, we'll leave this in your capable hands.
C'est mignon.
Let's pay a visit to the Palais Mermonia. The rest of you, head back to the rehearsal location for now, and wait for our good news.
Ok, bon bah go. Non, c'est pas ça. Émeric, c'est toujours parmi moi. Désolée si tu l'as pas fait, la 4 histoires. Si tu l'as fait, bah ça c'est pas gênant, mais si tu l'as pas fait, bah je sais pas comment faire. Voilà. Bonjour.
You want to review some recovered items connected to victims of the serial disappearances case? But, that case has been closed for quite a while now. Still, since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in the first place, you don't actually have to submit an application. Okay, please hold on. I'll have someone dig them out.
So, this is all O'Reilly left behind. Just whatever she was carrying on her person and this tattered old notebook.
Hey! It's full of script lines! And sketches too! Looks like they show where the different props should be placed on stage.
Let me take a look. Maybe there's something in here from after she was kidnapped. Aha! I found something. To whoever discovers this diary. Let's see. Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. She even mentions the truth behind the experiments on dissolving young women. If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been a conclusive piece of evidence proving Vacher's guilt.
Vacher took so many lives. It's still so unthinkable how many victims he had.
Vacher. Oh non, c'est reparti pour cette quête-là à la con. Avec la voix dans la fontaine qu'on entendait souvent.
Wait, it cuts off. Her handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line. She probably didn't have much strength left. Her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourselves.
She was so terrified.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but at the end of the day, she was only human. I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been. Wait. This part on the last page sounds strangely familiar.
I know.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Isn't that the most important line in the Little Oceanid?
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision. Even as she sat in silence, waiting for death to come. I'm sure this is what the troop would have hoped to hear as well. She had their utmost trust, admiration, and love. She truly was. Let's go. It's time for them to learn Director O'Reilly's final thoughts.
Désolée pour l'écran noir qui va arriver. Voilà. Ah, je kiffe faire ça avec elle. Sérieux, c'est trop bien. Non mais lâche-moi ça. Paf, je me suis calée, putain score. plus logique.
She deserves a hero's farewell. That's the only way to convey to the audience the courage and selflessness that she showed in
Na
facing death.
na 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 na.
Even in the last moments of her life, she was still leaving a trail for others to follow.
She did her best to protect as many people as possible, even if it meant sacrificing herself. We know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. I don't think any more discussion is necessary. Well, Vilmont, if we put the past aside for now, do you think you can bring yourself to go ahead with the show?
I will channel all my regret and put it into my performance to make this a show worthy of our director. I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry about my feelings. This final farewell show should be about Director Aurelie and her movie.
Then it seems like we've reached a consensus. I have a feeling that this will turn out to be the most mesmerizing performance of your lives.
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen them perform before?
Oh,
Don't underestimate me.
je veux la voir, je veux la voir, je veux la voir. Pardon. Je veux la voir, moi.
I've learned one important thing. If you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully commit and immerse yourself in your role, pouring all your emotion into your performance. And aren't human emotions love, hate, regret, and hope just the most...
Oui, je veux voir la comédie, je veux voir ce qu'ils vont faire.
I don't believe anybody could be more committed to
Et
bringing
tu l'as fait ou pas, la 4 histoires de Fiorina?
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Miss Farina. And thank you for supporting
Si
us
tu l'as
through
pas
all
fait,
this.
bah tu pourras la voir avec moi.
Let's not delay things any longer.
Nope. Bah alors je suis désolée si tu l'as pas fait.
And get it nailed down once and for all.
Actually, before that,
Donc c'est-à-dire que je vais
I'd
te
like to
spoil...
make a proposal. During the curtain call, please allow me to use the director's name instead of my own.
Je vois, je vois. Je suis désolée si je veux te spoil la petite cinématique qu'ils vont faire.
It was originally meant to be played by the director. I'm just filling in for her.
Ok, ok.
A role commemorating her life should be associated with her name.
Well, if you're sure you're okay with that, I have no objection to it.
Now we're talking like a serious acting troupe. Alright, I'll leave you to fine-tune your musical while I go and procure a stage.
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay. Our usual place doesn't need a reservation.
That place? Oh, don't be silly. For an extraordinary show, we need an extraordinary stage.
Oh, à l'opéra. Putain, ce corner, ils sont malades.
Opera épiclèse.
Whoa, wait, what?
No, that's never going to work. It's far too fancy for the light.
What are you afraid of? Surely you don't think that Aurelie's story is unworthy of the grandest stage in Fontaine.
On peut circuler.
Oh, that's not what I meant.
Il faut faire ça sur l'opéra.
Finale, right?
I have no problem with it then. How about the rest of you?
Moi non plus. Allez, go,
I'll
dites oui.
take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. It really is a dream come true.
Well, then don't disappoint me.
Avec Fiorina qui va dedans, nickel.
Really on me too. Come on, we'll need to get the go-ahead from Neuvillette. I know just where to find him.
Je sais où le trouver. Ah, on va savoir où il est. Nana. Go chercher Neuvillette. Nanana, nanana. Et j'aime trop. Alors, pourquoi je suis dans cette humeur? Va savoir pourquoi, aucune idée. Mais je sais pas. Je suis quittée, je sais pas pourquoi. quoi qu'une idée, mais vas-y. Nananananana. C'est le fait que je vois l'heure et il y a le petit lapin qui a pas l'air d'arriver. Je sais pas. Je sais pas, j'ai un truc de syntaxo qui s'est réveillé. Bon, j'en ai marre. Allez. Navi, ramène tes fesses. Allez. Ça, c'est le petit lapin qui arrive prochainement et prochainement, bientôt même. Et que j'ai trop envie de le voir. Ou il y a autre chose. Navilette.
Look at that. Looks like I guessed right.
Navi, viens là, petit Navi.
I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Furry. And you too, traveler in Paimon.
Ça fait longtemps.
What can I assist you with today?
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese for an event. You see...
I understand.
Oh, pardon, j'ai coupé le
The
micro.
process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult. The story of the little Oceanid is most fascinating. I'm looking forward to seeing it performed.
Oh, il va venir. Ouais. J'ai
J'ai
hâte.
your passion for the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
What do you mean? Do I look excited?
Yes. This is the first time that I've seen you like this since your departure from deityhood.
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about their situation. But one thing led to another, and... well, here we are. In the past, we sat in our high chairs in the court, giving our opinions on isolated cases, all while knowing very little about the human stories behind each and every one. Maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom, but I've developed a great sense of curiosity about their lives.
I'm truly delighted to see you find a new lease on life. Now that you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts regarding a return to the stage?
Why would you suddenly ask a question like that?
J'aime trop les yeux de
It
Furina.
turns out to be a great success. It will no doubt become a classic. Many theater companies are certain to add it to their repertoire. The experiences and decisions of the protagonist
Encore désolé pour l'écran
all
noir.
modeled after your own. Naturally, this makes you eminently suited to play a leading role. It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to allow audiences to enjoy your outstanding acting talents once more.
Haven't I already made myself clear? I won't act or perform in any role ever again. No exceptions. Nor do I think it is any great shame. There is no lack of fine actors or inspirational stories, either on or off the stage. This experience is a case in point. I feel like I've learned a lot.
Na na na
It's
na
already been
na
well worth the price of admission.
na na
I'm a little envious. They're quite fortunate to be able to bid farewell to their past in such a magnificent manner.
I see. Well, I'm glad to learn that you have found a role to play that you enjoy, be it on the stage or not. I sincerely hope the show will
Moi, il
serve
lui
as
laissait
a
les
guide
boulons.
to
Putain, le pauvre voiture.
have my staff today.
J'ai la photo sous les yeux.
Paperwork to the troop once the details are confirmed.
Le seul truc qu'ils ont fait, c'est qu'ils lui ont laissé le boulon. C'est tout. J'ai même pas de nouvelles de mon grand frère. Je vous en prie. Est-ce qu'on peut reparler?
People were once enthralled by Lady Farina's performances, myself included.
Ah oui, oui, de la voiture. Je viens de remarquer je viens de remarquer que là, qu'ils ont laissé les boulons par terre. Ils ont juste piqué les pneus. Bah la roue en elle-même. Go là. Oh pardon. Pardon. Putain, j'ai quoi moi à taper le micro bêtement? Putain. Bah c'est ça, hein. Ils ont piqué les 4 pneus et ils se sont barrés avec. Ils ont laissé la voiture là. On verra bien tout à l'heure. Je te dirai les nouvelles de la voiture.
Good news, everyone. It's done. The opera at the Glaise is booked.
Ah oui, tu connais facile de Villette, donc nickel.
And impassioned speech, Monsieur Neuvillette was moved to provide us with a fitting stage for this special performance. We've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity. But we now have all of the ingredients necessary to stage a truly spectacular performance. A touching story, a magnificent venue, and last but not least, a passionate and dedicated cast. Now, let's work together and make this show the best it can be.
This is truly wonderful.
The sooner we can finalize the ending, the more time we'll have to rehearse. Fiumali and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things. I think it's really going to resonate with the audience now.
Wow, you two had a constructive conversation? That's great!
Communication is vital to any good performance.
Look at us. We've come so far. I never could have pictured this.
Aucune idée. De ce que ma mère elle a dit, ils ont fait ça, il était 5 h du mat avec pas un bruit.
She's really fired everyone up!
Ouais, moi aussi j'ai hâte de voir ça.
Any comments or suggestions you have. We really value.
J'ai hâte de voir le truc qu'ils vont faire.
Get over here. Time to practice the opening number.
Oh, c'est joli. Bon, désolé. Oh. C'est mignon. Non, j'aime trop. Je kiffe ce qu'ils font. Avec leur sorte de petits trucs comme ça.
Cursed Cleo. She stole the
Je dis
water
plus rien.
from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
This has nothing to do with her.
Je dis plus rien, je me mets en muet, je laisse ça comme ça tranquille.
How can we hope to win
Et
back the water's favor if
je
we
dis ça à
don't
tout à
change
l'heure.
our ways?
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage. If Cleo wants him back, she'll have to show herself.
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid, and never, ever look back.
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. I haven't seen such a fine performance in a long time. If only...
What should we do? It's almost time for her to take the stage!
Why does it have to be now?
Hey, what's going on? You're due on stage any second now. Oh no, not again. But why? What about your new meds? Did they stop working?
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to keep increasing my dose.
What? I thought they cure it. So they were only managing your symptoms?
I figured whatever it took to get me through this final performance.
How could you do this to yourself? And after that lecture you gave me about not looking after my health.
I'm sorry. I've let everyone down.
You... This is a conversation for another time. How can the show go on without its star performer?
Miss Farina, I'd like to make a request of you.
Say no more. If you're sick, you need to rest. I know what you're going to ask. Loic, your character has no more scenes, correct?
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done. Although, I do have one more line. But I guess another guy in the troupe with a similar voice register could take it. Why?
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. I'll sing the finale. From the sublime to the ridiculous. After all that, everything's come full circle.
Thank you, Miss Farina. I'm so sorry to put you in this position after everything you said.
Never mind. What's done is done. It's really my own fault for getting in too deep. No one likes regrets, myself included. Leave it to me. I've watched you rehearse so many times that I've learned Cleo's part by heart.
I do not doubt your acting skills, but please allow me to ask just one more question. After all, this show is dedicated to the life and legacy of our director. What, in your opinion, is the reason Cleo shines so brightly?
It's her pure heart. Despite all the pain and loneliness she had to endure, she never once stopped believing in the beauty in this world.
Well said. I leave Director O'Reilly in your hands.
Is she here yet?
Must it get here?
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
Si je pouvais vivre dans l'eau, le monde serait-il plus beau? Me pardonneras-tu, ô chère mère? L'eau dans son courant fait danser nos vies, et la cité est nourrie, ainsi que toi, mon doux amour.
But what about your wish?
My wish.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Le grand amour ne suffit pas, seul un adieu fleurira. C'est notre histoire de vie, douce et amère. Moi, je serai toujours là, à voir le monde et sa beauté.
Is it just me? Who was that lady Farina on the stage just now?
She hasn't been seen for a while now, and she just appears out of nowhere.
Voilà pourquoi je voulais me mettre en muet. Et oui, c'était en FR.
Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a doppelganger.
Elle est trop bien, elle. Tout à fait.
They didn't use my name during the curtain call either. Hopefully, not too many people recognize me. It's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I'd managed to make for myself, even if I had no choice. Still, I have to admit that
Allez, Farina.
it felt good to be back on the stage again.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Farina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
Oh, so it was Farina after all. She's back.
Oui, je la veux.
Honestly,
Je l'aime trop.
you should have run that by me first.
Mais je l'avais déjà utilisé sur l'un de mes TikTok, je crois.
All right, calm down. Don't be mad. This was a group decision. We just didn't want your contributions to go unacknowledged. After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible, is equally deserving of recognition.
Yes, I know the rule, but
Tout à fait. Mais moi, c'était YouTube, je fais exclusivement pour conserver les trucs. Alors que Twitch, je les conserve pas.
oh, yeah. Well, since you think it's so easy, you can sign them for me.
This is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show? You nearly came on a heart attack.
T'as fou, je finissais le code histoire et après je m'arrête. Je vois l'heure qui tourne, il y a Lucas qui est pas d'arriver.
Oh, that. I've got no idea what happened there either. But hey, it worked pretty well, didn't it?
Elle a récupéré son œil divin? Sérieux, je savais pas.
Wait, what about Dolphy? I wonder how she's doing.
Je ne savais pas ça par contre. Elle a récupéré son œil divin.
She'll definitely want to hear how the end of the show went. If nothing
Bah,
else,
tant mieux à elle en vrai.
we feel that we accomplished what we set out to do.
Oh, alors, ça me plaît. Je sais pas, mais c'est en fait j'ai le reflet de ma petite machin qui vole sur le sol et ça me plume. Allez, sortons. On n'a pas vu une Villette, dommage. Aucune idée. Mais il avait dit qu'il allait venir nous voir jouer. Oh, si, c'est bon. J'allais dire là-haut, mais non, là-haut, non, y a rien. C'est le truc où... Je vais pas trop en dire ici. Si tu n'as pas fait la quête histoire, je vais pas trop en dire côté fontaine. Mais je t'ai fait montrer vite fait une petite zone à la con. Ça venait de là que je suis revenue vite fait là pour voir. Il faudra que je demande à... je sais pas si Yohan il peut m'entendre. Si son téléchargement de Genshin a fini ou pas.
Ah, you're back.
Oui, je te la mets en charge.
Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original
Tu l'as éteint?
From
Ok.
experience, though, I'd say she still needs a few more days of
Quoi?
How did the performance
Ouais.
go? Was it a success? Did the audience like it?
Bah, il finit le cul dans les escaliers. Bah c'est soit il avance tout droit au niveau du lit ou soit il finit le cul dans les escaliers.
Tu vois du papier, tu dis oh.
Oui, bah toujours, j'ai toujours fait ça.
Bah ouais.
I guess I was wrong to try and
Avant quelqu'un qui fout le pied dessus et flit, le cul dans les escaliers ou le cul dans le lit.
They told me after announcing my name during the curtain call. Everyone's work deserves
Oui, il m'avait dit qu'il téléchargeait.
even though
Mais
you couldn't see it
son téléchargement il prend trop de temps.
audience was very impressed.
Depuis qu'il l'a téléchargé, il m'a dit qu'il prend des 12 heures.
You made your mark.
Parce qu'il a des problèmes de connexion.
well, one way or another, we did it. I've had bad luck ever since I was born, so I never expect things
Je
to
l'ai
go
demandé.
smoothly in life. I'm just happy to know that we went out on a high note. That's all that
Mais
matters.
non, mais il est con ce téléphone.
Blaming your bad luck again, are we? Maybe if you didn't push yourself past your limits so much, your illness wouldn't be flaring up all the time.
Oh, don't you start. I don't have the energy to argue with you right now.
Aw, you two clearly care a lot about each other.
C'est pour toi le seul à
I don't know
avoir
what
des
you're talking about.
pépés.
You mean we never stop arguing with each other?
De quoi? Ah, des problèmes de quoi? C'est pas le seul à avoir des problèmes de co. J'en fais partie. C'est vrai.
After the brilliant performance you put on, the reputation of your troupe
Attends, vite fait. J'ai pas le micro. Je remets juste mes cheveux corrects.
You won't have to disband if you don't want to. You could capitalize on the rave reviews and license out the little Oceanit to the bigger theater troops out there.
Le chat.
Wonders for your financial
Coucou madame.
No, we should still disband.
Na, 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 na,
It's
na.
what we all agreed to.
After all that's happened, I should give you guys some
Oui, petite boubouille.
maybe our
T'es une
plans will
boubouille, toi. Boubouille poilue. C'est la venue de mon chat.
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Farina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand our director's infatuation with musicals.
Ah bon? Un petit chat, oui. Mais le petit chat, je sais pas comment elle va réagir avec,
My help will allow me to.
avec le lapin qui va arriver.
So now you finally got your priorities in order. I guess I'll hold off
Bah,
until you've
et bah, je crois qu'on va kidnapper Johan avec nous. Il est de retour sur Minecraft.
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me. I'm sure a slew of consultancy requests will hound me wherever I go until I finally acquiesce. You rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. What I meant to say is that
Nananananana.
experience
Le
has
petit
shown
lapin, oui, ce sera
I'm not
à
as
voir.
diverse
Espérons que
as I previously imagined.
ça le rêve. Bah, on verra bien.
Maybe Cleo is the right role for me. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do have a desire to express myself. So, maybe the show will go on for me after all.
Attends, je re-rapide. J'entends des bruits de voiture, donc je sais pas si c'est copine de mon grand frère. Je re-rapide. Je suis de retour, c'était toujours parmi moi. J'ai des nouvelles sur le fait de la voiture. Tiens. Si tu veux en savoir plus, je peux te le dire là. Ça m'intéresse. En gros, là où mon grand frère il est, c'est des appartements. Et en gros, mon grand frère et sa copine, ils sont tout au fond. Et à gauche, on a une voisine. Plutôt, eux, ils ont une voisine. Et pour lever la voiture de mon grand frère, ils ont piqué un clic dans la voiture de la voisine. Donc, ils ont cassé le carreau pour aller piquer un clic. Et en même temps, ils ont cassé le carreau de la voiture de mon grand frère pour pouvoir piquer le deuxième clic et piquer les 4 pneus de la voiture à mon frère. Voilà. Donc là, mon grand frère, il est monté à 100 lices. Je sais pas si tu vois à peu près où c'est. Monté à 100 lices pour pouvoir récupérer une voiture d'occasion. Donc là, il a une voiture d'occasion noire. Voilà. Donc là, il est parti déposer. Je sais pas, mais c'est loin, je crois. Il a dû monter à 100 lices avec sa copine. Ouais, c'est ça, c'est mieux d'avoir un véhicule d'occasion. Là, ils sont repartis peut-être à une vingtaine de minutes. À redéposer le papier de l'assurance. Bon, en gros, mon grand frère, il a dû faire mumuse avec le véhicule aujourd'hui. Et s'occuper de ça. Bon, bah, moi, j'ai fini ma 4 histoires. Bah, c'est ça. Là, c'est juste le temps qui répare les pneus et le carreau cassé. Et après, il récupère sa voiture. En échange, genre, la voiture d'occasion, elle retourne là-haut. Et il récupère sa voiture à lui. Voilà. Allez, je vais m'arrêter sur ça. Là, un truc comme ça, joli. Si tu veux, on en reparle sur Discord. Si tu veux plus d'explications. Bah, c'est ça. Bah, là, il a porté plainte. Il a les papiers et tout le bordel. Donc on verra. On verra. Bon, bah, je vais m'arrêter là. Si tu veux parler. On parle sur Discord. Bon, je te souhaite une bonne fin d'après-midi à toi. Merci d'être passé. Et je te dis à tout de suite sur Discord si tu veux parler. Je m'arrête là, moi. Et pour préciser, il n'y a pas de live à partir de ce soir jusqu'à dimanche soir. Dimanche soir, il y aura un live. Mais sur du Final Fantasy, côté Twitch. Donc, je vous souhaite une bonne fin d'après-midi à tout le monde, toutes les personnes qui passent. Merci à vous d'être passés et à une prochaine sur YouTube. C'est ça. Ils vont bientôt arriver, donc ouais.